Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, I'd like to start with a quote. The ears of the leader must ring with the voices of the people. Great president once said that. Mr. President, I rise today to make it clear to everyone in this chamber exactly why I cannot support this legislation. You've heard the chants outside this chamber, not just today and last night, but many times over the past 2 years. Thousands of people have shown up, union and non-union, men and women, mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters, even their children. These are the working families of Michigan. These are the thousands of people that I would sit here to represent. When I vote no, I'm voting no on behalf of the thousands of families. Who are you voting yes for? Grover Norquist? I know he sent you all a letter asking you to support this anti-worker legislation. You are voting yes because a handful of corporate lobbyists, a handful of fat cats in the back are telling you to. That's who you work for, the powerful few, the guys with top hats and monocles. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. I work for the people, for the many. I proudly represent them in casting this no vote. I'm doing what's right, what's good for the people. And I tell you this, Mr. President, we will fight you. We will not let this stand. We'll fight you from Kalamazoo to Timbuktu. We'll fight you from the streets and in the suites. We'll fight you in the penthouse and we'll fight you in the outhouse. And Mr. President, I'll tell you this right now. When it's all said and done, when it's all over, we will grab the thunderbolt of truth. We will grab the rod of revolution and we will have our victory. And the spoils will go to the working people of Michigan. And you will forever remember the day when you thought you could conquer labor. You were sorely mistaken. Be prepared to engage in the fight of your life. You might win this battle, but the wars are brewing, sir. The wars are brewing, sir. And we're coming, and we're taking no prisoners, and we're taking no quarter. And Mr. President, when all said is done, working men and women of this state will reign supreme. Thank you, and I ask that my comments be printed in the journal. Hello, and welcome to the Young Effects. I am your state senator, Coleman Alexander Young II. Always a privilege and honor to be here with you live. TV 33, WHPR, wherever you're watching, we just want to say we love you, we appreciate you. We consider you to be family right here on the Young Effects. Such an honor and privilege to be here with you today. As always, we're going to honor the men and women who are fighting overseas for us in Iraq, over there also in Afghanistan, and wherever they're at. We just want to say we love them, we consider them to be American heroes, and we thank God for them and their service to this great nation. Also, I want to thank our local heroes, our police officers, our firefighters, our emergency services personnel, all the hard men and women who all the men and women who do the hard work necessary of keeping us safe and allowing us to live in a civil society. We just want to say we love them, we appreciate them. Also to the fallen soldiers over there, to their families. We just want to say we love you and we appreciate you. And to any mother or father that's lost their brother or sister, that's lost their sibling or their loved one due to gun violence, we want to say we love you and we're praying for you. Please join me for a moment of silence and we honor the men and women of the armed services for protecting our freedoms and keeping us safe right here in the good old US of A. And for anybody else who I forgot who needs prayer, we love you and we're praying for you. Please join me for a moment of silence right now on The Young Effect. All right, thank you so much for that. We're going to get started. We got any callers? We do? We got some callers? All right, let's take some calls. Open mic night. Caller, you on the air.
Hey, stay stem to call you.
Hey, what's going on?
Everything all right. You killing it with that blue hat on.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. You look good with that blue hat.
Well, thank you. It's black hat, but thank you. I appreciate
Black
it.
hat.
It's black
Yeah,
hat.
it look like it's blue from my computer.
That's
yeah,
all right.
Black, yeah, but it look good though. I ain't know you wore glasses neither.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's gonna be done about all these foods going to these auto part places killing people? Like the two ladies that walked in there and killed that man was 69 years old for no reason at all.
Yeah, it's terrible. That's a shame before God. I mean, are you talking about over there at O'Reilly's? Hello? Oh, I think we did cut you off. Call back, man. That's what we did in an accident. We got another caller? Caller, you on the air. Welcome to the Young Effect.
Yes. How are you today?
Winnie, how you doing?
I'm good. Oh, you look just like your dad. Oh, my God.
Thank you.
Yeah, but you look just lacking back in the day. You brought his face right to me. Oh, my God. Okay, God bless you.
Love you. Thank you, too. You got any
Yeah, love
questions?
you too.
All right, you be good now. Appreciate you. We got another caller?
Drop call.
Caller, hello.
Yeah, I had a drop call with you.
Yeah, that's all right. Go ahead. Keep going.
Yeah, the lady that killed that man, the elderly man, he worked for General Motors and he had to find something to do. She had no business killing that man for no reason at all.
None.
So what should be done to her? That's
Well, listen.
cold-blooded. A lot of females out here is cold-blooded like the men.
Well, listen, let me say this. I don't think it really matters who you are, male or female. You kill somebody, you should go to jail, period.
Right.
You should go through the process, period. You know what I'm saying? I think that, I just came back from an event last night.
Mm-hmm.
And, it was talking about a mother who was basically talking about, one of her children, her daughter, was murdered because she told a guy to slow down.
Yeah.
And he didn't. He slowed down, backed the car up, opened the car door, and shot her and killed her.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's just senseless violence.
You're right about that.
And, I think that's why it's important. We have police officers walking the street.
Mm-hmm.
At least we have police officers who live in the city of Detroit. I think it's important we have police officers who, not police officers. We actually start using, gun trace data better so we get these crime guns off the street. But it's also important that we do proactive things. We treat violence like a virus. And, we go to Center of Disease Control and get information in terms of where this violence is coming from, what the root causes of these crimes are, whether it's social ills or whatever have you, and be able to find out what they are from there and go down there and basically be able to stop this. Also have a homicide review commission where we bring all the departments that are involved, including the health department, so we can treat this like a public health crisis, because that's what this violence is right now. And,
right. And what are we going to do about all these speedsters, all these people that blowing through stop signs like it's nobody around going right through it? They don't care. They just pop
it's
right
crazy.
through it.
Well, that's what speed bumps are for. And we definitely got to be able to make sure that we, strategically put speed bumps in the right places so we get people to slow down.
I don't think speed bump gonna do that much difference, because these idiots out here, they don't care. You can't cross the street.
It depends, man. If you driving real fast, you hit a speed bump. I don't know if you ever seen the bottom of a car hit a speed bump going real fast. But I saw one time where a car hit a speed bump, sparks was flying all out that mud. So you're gonna slow down if you see a speed bump, depending on how fast you're going. So, I definitely think these are some of the things that we need to do, or, seal it off in certain areas, because you're putting people's life at risk. I appreciate your call, brother. Love you. We can talk about this all day, but I got to get going. Got more calls. Call you on the air. Welcome to the Young Effect. Running for mayor. Vote Coleman Young, November 7th. Hello.
You're looking so handsome there.
Thank you.
You look like your father. My goodness, you guys are so handsome. I'm loving it. Vote for Coleman Young, movement for real improvement. Yes, we have our problems. We got a lot of mental health issues going on with the fact that the wealth is constantly being stolen from the poor and given to the rich. We're making billionaires richer with the theft of our tax dollars. The theft of tax money that should be going to schools is going to the rich folks' playgrounds, and the list goes on. So there's always a reason why we have more dysfunctional mental illness going on, because if you steal people's wealth and resources from them, then they will likely turn into savages out here.
Yeah.
So we need to make a change and put somebody in that cares about the people.
That's right.
And then have these corporate greed help the people, not themselves. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate that call. Love you. And that's why we got to do more in terms of poverty. 48% of the city right now is living in poverty. 48%. And there's no real programs to reach out to them. You have the earned income tax credit. I think we need to be more aggressive in terms of making sure that people actually have access to the earned income tax credit. I think secondly, what we need to do is we need to make sure that we have individual development accounts. So basically, those are programs that you can set up from the federal government, and you have cities like New York and other such cities where they've actually done this, where they'll set up a savings fund, and then from that savings fund, for every $1 that goes into that you put into the fund, the federal government will put 6. It's called the Assets for Independence program, and it's in the Health and Human Services Department of the United States government, or of the U.S. government, or the executive branch, U.S. government. So these are things that we should be doing. And I think that we also need to make sure that we have a city earned income tax credit. We also need to make sure that we have conditional cash transfers, and we should be working with the Corporation of National Community Service. It's a federal agency with it, and they have something within that program called the Social Innovation Fund. And basically, from the Social Innovation Fund, we should ask for a grant from that to be able to start up money within the Office of Opportunity to be able to set up conditional cash transfers program for people who are poor to be able to have money in their pocket. I think these are things that we can do to be able to fight poverty within the city of Detroit, and things that we need to do, because poverty kills. And 300,000 people die a year in this country due to poverty. It's a serious issue. It's a serious public health crisis right now. And you have policies in Detroit that are deliberately and directly connected to poverty, such as auto insurance, which is over $5,000 a year, such as water shutoffs. It's amazing. I said this before. I'm going to say this again. But as a state, I'm running for office, and I have an office 18963 Livernois. That's 18963 Livernois. That's 18963 Livernois. We paid our water bill a week in advance. Homrick, that's the contractor that comes to shut your water off. They came. We showed them that we paid the water bill. And they still shut it off after we showed them the receipt that we paid it. Now, if they're going to shut our water off, imagine what they're going to do to everybody else that's out there. I mean, this is just outrageous. It's outrageous. Enough is enough. And the people deserve better. They deserve better than that. And you know if they're going to shut our water off, imagine what they do to other people in the neighborhood. You got people get their water shut off for 40 cents or 30 cents. Meanwhile, you got major corporations that aren't paying their water bills at all. They don't get their water shut off. That's why we're going to make them pay their fair share. And we're going to stop this 83-17 rule, where we paying not only 100% of the cost within the city of Detroit, but we pay 83% of the cost for infrastructure outside of the city of Detroit. We pay 100% of the cost of the city and 83% of the cost in the suburbs. It's wrong. Then we need to go reach out to the Water Infrastructure Finance Innovation Act, that's WIFIA, and through public-private partnerships, be able to build or rebuild our infrastructure. Rebuild our water systems. 30% of the water that DWSD produces is lost due to leaks. 30%. We need to make sure that we fix up our infrastructure. And we can also use water TIFIAs as well in order to use tax catcher process to fix the infrastructure within these certain areas that have these leaks. No, within these certain areas that have these floods in their basement. Because you got over 11,000 people that got human fecal matter in their basement due to floods. I mean, this is going on in the city right now. And so we need to be able to do these things in order to fix the infrastructure. Borrow $500 to $800 million from the Great Lakes Water Authority. And using the $50 million that we get from the water deal, which I was against, but the $50 million that we get in order to pay off the debt to get this infrastructure fixed. So you got a detention basin on Vernon and Shane. You need a retention basin. And what we need to do is we need to expand the capacity of the pipe through the capital improvements program, projects, to be able to make sure that we can actually have more water in this pipe, so we're not having these overflows like we have it onto the street every time it rains.
Tell them, Coleman. Tell them.
And we are now. You can have green infrastructure as well. You understand what I'm saying, too? You can have your bioswales, that's your vegetative drainage. You can have your trees. You can have your grass set up. You can have permeated concrete. So that's water that goes into the concrete. You can have all that. But this is as much as the green infrastructure problem as it is the gray infrastructure problem. This is much infrastructure. This is much a problem making sure that we use xeriscaping, making sure that we use grass, making sure that we have water conservation reforms and green reforms and environmental friendly reforms or eco reforms, as much as it is fixing the infrastructure that we have currently.
That's right.
You gotta walk and chew gum. You gotta walk and eat cornbread when you're mayor. What we're doing right now ain't working, and it's got significant impact on people, because you got people who are living, whether they living in a home or whether they live in these apartments, where they living in basements with fecal matter in it, with their kids. You got a call you on the air. Welcome to the Young Effect. Hello.
Praise the Lord. Hello.
Hey, how you doing, Miss Watson?
I am so proud of
Hi,
you.
Miss
Oh, thank
Watson.
you,
I
Miss
love
And
Watson.
we need to
Mwah.
let people know. You're telling us things that we don't know.
That's right.
You're the most qualified person. You do things for the people. Mayor Duggan didn't speak on any of those issues.
Yeah.
All he want to do is just build Midtown
And downtown.
uptown for you know who.
What about the people? What about the
What about
neighborhoods?
the people in the neighborhood?
And I said that in the
He
debate.
was up there talking about lighting in the neighborhood. We can't see anything in the neighborhood. It's dark. The lights are up in the trees. We can't see in our neighborhood. It's dark. You can't put your hand before your face.
Well, listen, I think that lights in the neighborhood is a good thing. But what good is lights in the neighborhood outside your house if you ain't got no lights inside your house?
Amen. You see what I'm saying? I think it's a shame that the NAACP don't get behind you. Now, Mfumi, when he was the executive director, whom I know, and I met your NAACP, he introduced me to him when I was in Washington years ago. But I'm telling you, we're supposed to look out for our people, the poor people. That's why it's the NAACP. Now, why isn't he more concerned, and the church is more concerned about what they can do for their Jerusalem, which is in the Word of God? He's a preacher. He's wearing two hats. Now, he should be feeding the people. That church door should be open to feed the poor, help the people that's losing their homes. He is in a ministry of help, as well as head of the NAACP. I was talking to him for me. I mean, we're just shocked at this NAACP branch. This branch is not doing what it's supposed to do. And all the ministers should be ashamed of themselves when they know everybody, over 70% of the people that attend their churches live outside of the city of Detroit, and they're going to act like they got such a huge backing. Well, we know. We senior citizens are out in this neighborhood suffering, and we're going to vote for the things that we need, not what you ministers think that we need. We know what we need. We cannot be fooled or bamboozled, as you said, into voting any other way but vote for you. Right. You've always had our interests at heart. You never failed us in any area. No. We got a Republican running for mayor, and there's some hesitation on what to vote for. We should be ashamed of ourselves.
That's right.
You know God don't like ugly, and you better not vote for the rich people. Think about all your neighbors.
That's right.
Not just the people that have the money. That's why the big businesses voting and putting the money up near Duggan. That Republican, I don't think he's any different from Trump. He's just doing the same thing to us in the city of Detroit that Trump is doing on a national level. And we have a lot of people that's acting like that Dr. Carson, following him, and they're just like him. Don't be deceived. Use your spiritual head. Ask God what to do. And I know he's going to say, vote for Coleman Young. And I pray that you get out there in Numbers Tuesday and vote. Most of our seniors have already voted for you. Oh, they're already sitting up there ready to be counted. And I want to be watchful of the ballots being counted. We're going to make sure that clerk don't mess up anymore. That's not going to happen. No, not this time. Never. And I want you to know, I'm not going to even speak it. But no matter who wins, you're going to be my mayor anyway.
That's right.
I'm not going to, just like I have Obama still on my wall, I'm going to have you still on my wall. You're my person. You're the person that think of the poor persons. You think of the rich persons. You think of everybody. You treat everybody the same. That's the way the mayor got to be for all people. Poor, rich, in the middle, you're for everyone. You know the difference between hot and cold. You either hot, but you're not lukewarm. I thank God for you. You just keep up the good work. God has his hand on you. I'm interceding for you daily. I know you have the victory. The victory in Jesus' name. And I thank God for protecting you. And I thank God for your protective shield around you. And I thank God for your mom who loved the Lord and talked to God while she was carrying you. That's why your mother and father, that's why you have good seed.
And we love you too.
Good seed.
I love you, Miss Watson.
That we can count on it. And I thank God for you. I'm here if you need me for anything. Day or night, call me.
I love you, Miss Watson.
God bless you.
God bless you, Miss Watson. Love you, Miss Watson. We another caller? Caller, you on the air. Welcome to the Young Effect.
Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
All right. Happy Sunday to you. And Coleman Alexander Young II is a man of integrity. That's what Detroit needs. And I think at this point, and tomorrow and Tuesday, the people in our community need to contact their family members, their friends, church members, classmates, and anybody else they can contact to encourage them to get out and vote. And I'm understanding that if there's somebody that needs a ride, they should call 313-635-5080.
That's right.
And for those who hear somebody say that they want to support Mike Duggan, they need to be asked, why would you want to vote for a man who tried to cover up a murder? He tried to cover up a murder.
And
The
they had
medical
that.
examiner.
And they had the story of Malice Green in the paper today. They
Oh,
say the 25th
okay.
anniversary of his death today.
Mm-hmm. So
Yeah.
people who don't understand, they can read about it now. It is a fact. Now, to bring it up until 2017, Mike Duggan went to Lansing to try and get the insurance approved.
Yeah.
And Lansing legislators voted no. That would be an additional way to watch people die. Because if that insurance plan would move forward, and with the President of the United States trying to destroy
It doesn't do
Medicaid and Medicare,
anything to deal with. It doesn't do anything to deal with redlining. It doesn't do
exactly.
anything to deal with based your rate based on your zip code or based on your sex, whether or not you're a man or a woman, based
Right.
on your occupation, based on your education, based on whether or not you own property or not, based on whether or not you have a job or
Yep.
not.
That has nothing to do with the
With
person's
anything.
ability to drive.
With
And
anything.
the last thing is, by you coming in this time, it's a time when we need to make sure that the police department is not reverting back to all white Klan members to shoot our young people in the back.
That's right.
And I guess this mayor that's in now does not care that Black lives are
Yeah, he
being
can't say one uttering word about black lives. I've never seen him say Black Lives Matter. I've never seen him say anything about the black people and the suffering that's going on in the city of Detroit. I've never heard him say anything about that ever of any real significance.
Nor have I.
I've never heard him talk about that or say anything about that ever. And when we were in the debate, he was doing most of the time, he was denying what was happening, what was existing, instead of rather acknowledging it. And so I think that's just absurd, man. I mean, when we talked about the 100,000 water shutoffs and people who died from Legionnaires, he was saying, I made it up.
Yeah, right.
That wasn't real.
Yeah.
About the
Well-
people that got hepatitis A, it wasn't real. I was making this stuff up, that it was a lie. And
No,
then right
that is-
after the debate, you filed a case of those two folks that had hepatitis A that went to Little Caesars and went to Firewater. So I guess an outbreak is only real if it affects food chains
Yes.
or establishments.
Somebody he knows.
Oh yeah, it's
And I guess
outrageous.
Pay attention to it. Yes, but I'm glad that you will be concerned about our police department not reverting back to the days before 1974.
We need to have better training of our police department, but I also think we need to have residency. If people lived in the city
Yes.
where they worked at, we would know their neighbors, they would know their friends, they would know their
Yes.
communities, and they would have a different relationship.
That's
And right
very-
now we don't have that relationship because they don't know nobody,
Very, very important. Yeah, and we were told that.
or they wouldn't the same way they did if they lived in the city.
We were told that whether Kevin Orr had asked if Mike Duggan wanted residency in Detroit.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. So
he said he would have asked you, I would have gave it to him, but he never asked me, so I
Yeah.
never gave it to him.
Yeah, so we see he's not concerned about Black Lives Mattering.
Or anything.
So I appreciate you, and we're looking forward to success on Tuesday. Now,
All right.
Rosa Watson.
Love you.
Love you too. Peace.
Appreciate you now. Got another caller? Hello?
Hello, Mr. Young.
Hey, how you doing, Eastside?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. I just called to tell you that I have asked them, could I work for the thing Tuesday, and they said no because they don't have any money. But if I find out that anybody
Who?
in the 13th district will be working, I will be down there. We can't work because they don't have any money. And I'm a precinct delegate. And I work for every election that has been going on, but now can't work because we don't have any money. If I see any one of them women, I'm going to get somebody to take me around because I don't feel good. I see any one of them women on there, we're going to have a problem the same day. Because if I can't work and I know I got more vineyards than they got, they can't work either.
Well, look, if you want to work, you could come work a poll for me.
I want to find out, Mr. Young, what they're doing.
We can find that out, too.
I want to find out what they're doing because something is not right.
Come by you either come by 18963 Livernois.
If I get a ride, I will do that.
If you can't get a ride, we come to you.
This is what I'm trying to tell you. They don't want me to see certain things that's going on at these meetings and at these things. So they said that we don't have any money, so you can't work.
Well, look, I don't know.
That has never happened in the city of Detroit.
Well, look, I don't know what's going on.
Election, your daddy's election, they didn't have that going on.
Look, I don't know what's going on the 13th. I already told you what happened the 14th.
Yeah, well, I don't know about the 14th.
Yeah,
I'm
I know.
in the 13th.
They had a representative.
And I am a precinct delegate.
They had a representative from Mike Duggan's campaign in the endorsement meeting when I was sitting in there.
Mm-hmm.
So while we interviewed
going on,
for the endorsement.
And they don't want some of us to know about it. And they're trying to keep us away from the place. So if I had to go down there and just sit, because I told them already, I don't feel good, but I will sit down there and work for free. I don't need no money. I have worked for free before. So I would just sit down there and watch them. That's all I want to do. But they won't let me do that. So I know there's something going on in the city of Detroit, because I wouldn't vote for Duggan if they didn't have anything going on. And there's some people that you know and I know that should be ashamed of themselves for putting up anything for Duggan in the city of Detroit.
That's right.
He has been selling these people out for years and won't nobody do anything. His partner, all of them are selling the black people out in the city of Detroit. And any of you black people that live in a nice neighborhood, just wait until this election is over. You won't be living in one then. So you better wake up right now and go out there and vote for Coleman Young Tuesday. Vote for Mr. Young and make sure he gets into office. Watch the people that's doing the voting and everything, because I know they will steal it. So Coleman Young, you go win. But we got to get people out there to watch those people at those polls.
Oh, it's all good. It's all good.
And thank you for taking my call, because I will be out there. I got somebody that's going to come and get me and take me out there at one of these places so I can watch them, because they can't stop me. Because if they got anybody out there that's haven't got enough seniority as I got, they won't be out there for long. So
Can't
God
stop,
bless
won't
you.
stop.
You keep up the good work, because you're going to win.
We winning.
Thank you.
Love you. We got another caller.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Dirty Money and Lies, Dirty Money and Lies, Mayor Duggan behind controversial, misleading nonprofits. This is in the Motor City MudWrecker.com.
Okay.
Michigan Hepatitis A outbreaks. They're getting ready to prompt a community health emergency coordination center activation. So once again, we catching his hand in more lies and denying the truth about this health issue and these outbreaks due to these water shutoffs. Also, Quicken Loans have volunteers set up to counterbalance. So that should tell you how corporate greed got their feet and their handprints in the midst of things. Thank you for taking my call.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Love you. Got the caller?
Okay.
Excellent call. Caller, you on the air.
Good evening, Senator, Deputy Chief.
Hey, Deputy Chief. How you doing?
I'm good. Hey, real quick, have you heard about Ernest Johnson and Malik Shabazz being paid $30,000 each by Mike Duggan?
No, I ain't heard that.
Yeah, it came out this week on another show. And people, it's my understanding, people have copies of the campaign finance report for Duggan. Also, in that same vein, president of the NAACP Detroit chapter. His $80,000 drainage fee was forgiven. That's what we're hearing. That was also made public on one of the shows. And if it's true, how is it that the preacher got a $80,000 water drainage forgiveness, and the members of the church water is shut off? The members of his church, their water is shut off. Something's wrong with that picture.
Something wrong with that picture big time. I mean, how you gonna get forgiveness, or how you gonna get a reprieve from the water fee for you and not look after the rest of your parishioners?
Right.
You got look at the rest of the citizens. You got 100,000 people who've had their water shut off. You got people who got buckets outside their house collecting rainwater so they can pour it in the toilet to flush it.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what's going on. I mean, this is the city we living in right now.
Well, like I say, however this election turn out, there got to be
Gonna turn out with us winning.
consequences.
Gonna turn out with us winning. Well, listen, I love you, brother. Appreciate your call. Thank you so much for calling. It's gonna turn out with us winning. That's how the election gonna turn out. You under the caller? And we thanking God and praising Jesus for it. Hello?
Good afternoon, Senator.
Yeah, good afternoon.
I'm glad that I was able to get through. I haven't had service at my home since January 12th of this year because I say that the city of Detroit, through the Duggan administration, had my phone disconnected in the central office. So I have been paying my bill every month because I have that as a benefit from retiring after 34 years service. But I called today because I attended a party a couple of weeks ago where Ernest Johnson's aunt's birthday party. I have known him since I was about 8 years old. We grew up in the same house. And I had on your pin, elect Coleman A. Young, and I said to him, he told us the mayor was coming there for the party. And I said, well, why aren't you voting for Coleman Young? He's the best man for the job. He said, oh, I'm on the winning team. I'm on the winning team. And when the mayor came, I would not have known it, except he had asked one of the people with me when we came in to come and take a picture with the mayor when the mayor came. So the mayor sneaked in, and she excused herself going to the ladies' room. When she came back, she said, oh, we took a picture with the mayor. So none of the other people at the party knew he was even there. That's how this person operates. He's sneaky, underhanded. He's hiding his hand at doing things and having things done. And Ernest Johnson, I just can't believe, as I say, we go back to the mid-40s.
That's why you need to vote for Coleman Young. We need to get everybody out there.
For Coleman Young, it's time for a new foundation. We must get out like we did for President Obama. Everybody, let's get out. Let's start marching right now and get to the polls and talk to as many people as we can, even if it's outside the polls, encouraging them to vote for Senator Coleman Young for mayor. We need a new beginning. We're at a crossroad, and we cannot afford to be tricked into or misguided into making the wrong decision. Vote for Coleman A. Young for mayor, city of Detroit. Thank you for taking my call.
Appreciate your call. You got another caller? All right. With that being said, listen, I just want to say again, that's why it's important. You got to get out there and vote. You got to vote for Coleman Young. We got to have power for tomorrow by voting Coleman Young today. You need to get out there, get up, get out, and go vote. It's important, man. Too many people have died for us to have the right to vote. We got another caller? Okay. So we got too many people who have lost their lives. Too many people who have sacrificed for us to have and to hold. We are Detroit. This is the home of black revolutionaries and freedom fighters. From Martin Luther King, who gave his first ever dream speech, to Malcolm X and the message of the grassroots, to Rosa Parks, message of the grassroots and taught us by any means necessary, to Rosa Parks, who sat down so a movement could stand up. of General Baker and the Dodge Revolutionary Union movement, of Kid Cockrell and the League of Revolutionaries, of Joanne Watson and the Uhuru, of the Republic of New Africa, and the Republic of New Africa and the Group on Advanced Leadership, to William Lambert and all the slave abolitionists that were from this city. Detroit was the last stop before freedom on the Underground Railroad for slaves. This is Detroit, the place of the Honorable Coleman Alexander Young, my father, who beat back stress and the Big Four, diversified the city workforce, set a record in hiring minority contractors, and made some black millionaires. And if you didn't like it, you can hit 8 Mile Road with it. This is Detroit. And you gonna have a man get up there and gentrify you out of your homes? You gonna have a man get up there and force you out? Kicking senior citizens out of buildings they lived their whole life? Taking city workers' pensions, their health care, their jobs? It's wrong. Shutting off your water, took the water department from you, and Belle Isle. Our kids can't even play at Belle Isle no more. Because you don't know if Poppy or Mom or Pop won't be harassed by the police. It's outrageous. And it's wrong. And that's why I'm running for mayor. For young Damon Grimes, who was murdered for riding the ATV down the street for a civil infraction. For Miss Smith, who was terrorized by suburban police, and none of the Detroit police showed, her face pushed in the dirt till she passed out. Her children on their knees, and they patting their head like pickaninnies. That's why I'm running, because it's wrong. And somebody needs to stand up and fight back. The truth has to be taken. And if you were ever looking for a time to make a difference, if you were ever looking for a time to count in your life, if you were ever looking for a time to be about something and be part of something that's greater than all of us, it is the cause, it is the movement for change and righteousness and equality and opportunity and shared prosperity. So come join the Young Movement and vote November 7th. We stand on the ground that has been soaked with the blood, sweat, tears, and toil and labor of our ancestors and forefathers. What was all that for is they pushing black people up out this town. And just because I'm a black man running for mayor doesn't mean I should have to apologize for being pro-black or unapologetically black. I love my people, and I thank God for my people. That's why we taking the motherland back. For every mother that's got to work 3 jobs and still can't make ends meet, we raising the minimum wage. For every person that got a rain bucket out their house, they got to fill it up with rainwater to pour their toilet because they had their water shut off. For every brother that looks over his shoulder every 5 minutes and knows he's going to jail, because if he gets arrested, they either going to suspend his license or they going to send him to jail because it's illegal to not have auto insurance in this city. That's why we suing the auto insurance companies. We got 3 calls. We're going to take them right now. Hello.
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 This is Kathy from the East Side.
Hey, Kathy. What's going on?
I just want to say you look just like your dad on TV.
Thank you.
And that I just appreciate you sacrificing yourself by putting yourself in this race against Mike Duggan. You gave us a chance to kick someone else besides Duggan. He thought he was just going to walk on in and take the seat again. I just appreciate you because that made Duggan get off of his leprechaun butt and work. Again, thank you for allowing us to have a choice to pick someone else for our great city of Detroit. Thank you. And congratulations, Izzy.
Thank you.
Love you, Kathy. Next caller.
Caller, you on the air. Welcome to the Young Effect.
Hello?
Hello?
Hey, winning, we winning. This is Ikarima Gore.
Hey, there you go. How you doing?
I've been a little under the weather, but I'm gonna get out. I'll be out for election day. I can't let this election pass by. I don't know what I'm gonna be able to do. I've been under doctor's orders, but I'm gonna make it out for election day because we gotta win this. We gotta get everybody in Detroit out. Everybody got to come out. Everybody got to vote.
That's right. And speaking of
we
coming
can't let
out,
this go by.
Speaking of coming out, I want to invite everybody to Take Back the Motherland rally. And to Take Back the Motherland rally, that's tomorrow. Hold on for me. That's tomorrow at 2326 East 7 Mile. That's 2326 East 7 Mile. That's 2326 East 7 Mile. That's 2326 East 7 Mile at 6 to 8 p.m. Take Back the Motherland rally. 6 to 8 p.m. Take Back the Motherland rally. 2326 East 7 Mile.
Okay, I got it.
Across the street from Solomon's Temple.
I got it.
All right.
Okay, I'll see you there.
Love you. See you there, beautiful. Bye, sisters. Love you. You got another caller?
Yes, I was just going to remind you, ask you to put that information out about the rally.
Hey,
and you look so handsome today, and we're winning.
Thank you. We winning.
We're winning.
We winning, Didi. We winning. The number is 2326 East 7 Mile. Love you too. 2326 East 7 Mile. That's 2326 East 7 Mile. Across the street from Solomon's Temple. 2326 East 7 Mile. That's 6 to 8 p.m. Take Back the Motherland. Hello.
Hi, Senator Young. I've been looking for that sign for the past 3 weeks every day. I can't find it anywhere. And it really upsets me that I see it.
Call this number, 313-635-5080. 313-635-5080. 313-635-5080. If you need a ride to the polls, make sure you get there, 313-635-5080. All right, you got the call. Hello, caller.
I just called back to say we must remember each of us will be judged.
That's right. Love you. Appreciate you. That's my time. Remember, nobody cares how much you know. Say, know how much you care. I'm your state senator, soon to be your next mayor, Coleman Alexander Young. Remember to go vote November 7th. That's this Tuesday. Vote polls open 7 to 8 p.m. Go vote. Love you. God bless you. We'll see you next time right here. See you at the rally. 2326 East 7 Mile. Take Back the Motherland 6 to 8. Love you. God bless you. See you next time right here on The Young Effect.